Cloud computing. It evokes PCs floating merrily in the sky, but in reality it means this: racks upon racks of high-speed servers. And when computing takes up this much space, it needs a landlord. Enter Digital Realty, a property trust that makes the perfect home for would-be data center operators. An early cloud entrant and one-time market darling, it's now facing stiff competition from computing big boys Amazon, Google, and Microsoft. That led to a very public short attack by hedge fund Highfields last May, which has helped trigger an over 30% drop in Digital Realty shares. It is pushing back, though. Among its strengths, properties that are capable of brushing off Asia's worst natural disasters, be it typhoon, earthquake, or flood, according to CEO Mike Faust.
Our buildings are designed to withstand a wide range of power outages and other disasters that might hit. For example, Hurricane Sandy, our properties in the tri-state area outside of New York were uptime without utility power for over a week. And that's based on the resiliency of the design of the buildings, where we locate the buildings, make sure we're out of flood zones, very high structural integrity, and the very complex backup power systems, so we can run on UPS and diesel generators for days, if not weeks at a time, in case of power outages.
And you've just moved into Japan. Obviously, there's a big focus there on data safety as well after some of the events we saw. So going into that market, do those lessons, do they translate?
Certainly do. And as a company, we have a lot of experience with seismic issues as well, because we have a very large portfolio in California. So we're aware of building in seismic sensitive zones. And what's interesting, especially about our site in Osaka that we recently acquired, it's in a different earthquake seismic zone than Tokyo. So still subject to seismic activity, but on a different power grid, different geologic zone, and gives companies an opportunity to diversify and spread the risk, if you will.
When you look at coming into a place like Hong Kong where it's so expensive, how do you make the numbers work?
Well, we spent a long time finding the right opportunity to develop data center here. We probably looked at over 150 in largely industrial buildings potentially to redevelop, and we were fortunate to be able to be invited into the Hong Kong Science and Technology Park. And that's a very attractive location from a power, from a network, and other data centers being developed there.
And I know you guys have made a lot of acquisitions this year. Can we expect a lot more in 2014 in terms of both M&A and also CapEx from you guys?
Well, right now we're really in the Asia-Pac region. We have 5 projects either underway or about to be underway in Osaka. So Sydney and Melbourne, Singapore, Hong Kong, of course, and our latest one in Osaka for next year. So we'll probably spend most of our focus on continuing to develop and lease up those buildings, which are on a very good course. But we're always on the lookout for expanding, and as we get more lease up here in Hong Kong, we'll be seeking out the next opportunity to develop here, as well as in Singapore and in other locations.
Are we on track for sort of a space race in terms of data centers and data realty here in Asia, do you think?
I don't think we'll have quite as much oversupply as in a couple of locations in the U.S. And I say that because there's such high barriers to entry for finding sites that have the locational aspects, the power, the fiber networks. So there's pretty high barriers to entry to find appropriate sites that corporate enterprise want to go to.